What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. My name is Knackers, and today is Thursday, May 27, 2021, and this is episode number 151. You stupid fucks! We made it to 150. Can you fucking believe it? And who else better to bring it in than my bald brethren, fucking CosplayFitness? What's going on, man?
Hey, we're bald out here. You know how we do.
Damn! Yours so much cleaner than mine.
I mean, I shaved recently.
I need to get back on it. What's going on, man?
You know what's funny is that, before you were asking me what questions did I have, and one question I forgot to ask was, am I allowed to curse on this show?
Absolutely.
You just answered that multiple times.
So, it's funny you ask that because everyone asks that. They're like, so, like, how can I talk? And I guess that's so weird to me because there's never been a filter on this show ever. But I think because so many streamers and so many content creators have to be brand safe, right? Because like the dream is to be like broadcast full time, play video games for a living, get sponsored by Elgato and fucking HyperX, and like it's sponsored by everybody. And then the content is just so reduced to like super PG. I'm like, that could never be me, dude. I could never live that life because if I can't, like, I don't think in my mind that I'm swearing. I'm just talking. Like this is just me talking, and I guess it's funny that swearing is still seen as like offensive here in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, when we get into like what I do and where I've been and stuff like that. So, I have my business voice.
Yes.
Where I say, and no cursing, no very yes sir, stuff like that. And then I have my when on my show where I just go crazy and curse and yell and scream at the top of my lungs, Yeah. Yeah. It's good to just feel like I could be more myself here.
Yeah. And that's the whole point. Like if I could have fucking sponsors up the ass or have a nice relaxed environment where people can lay back and like, okay, I can finally like take off the streaming face, take off the content creator face and just throw back and have some good convo. Like that is the most important thing to me. Is it easy for you to switch in and out of business face?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Because I've been doing it for so long,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't let's just jump right into that first. And by the way, I forgot to tell you this before the podcast. This is going to be like questions left and right from me. Okay. Don't feel like you can't ask any questions back. Right. I feel like some people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to ask anything. I'll just kind of answer what you got. So feel free to throw anything at me. But good. Yeah. Please start with what you do for a living, because now I'm curious.
Well, I mean, let's go in chronological order. Every good superhero has a good origin story, right?
Very true.
So everything kind of ties in together. My whole life is kind of crazy. But so starting off all the way back in 1984 when I was born.
Oh my God. You definitely don't look it, man.
Yeah, thank you. I got some crow's feet going on right here. That's where you can tell.
Dude, me so bad.
So I grew up very poor in a poor neighborhood, Hispanic family. I'm Cuban, by the way. I don't really,
no shit.
Yeah. I don't really make that a big deal because it's not like, oh my God, I'm not like throwing flags out everywhere and doing all that jazz. But
I noticed you had a hint of an accent, but I couldn't really like. Your inflections are just a little different.
It's a New York Hispanic accent.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so grew up really poor in a poor neighborhood, and my mom she didn't want me to go out, selling drugs or joining a gang or whatever. So she's like, "Here's a Nintendo, sit here and don't go outside." So that's what started my video game journey. I've been loving video games since before the NES. So
that's so backwards because for 90% of the rest of the world, everyone's like, video games are the devil. Stay away from it. But thankfully, your mom understood what the real devil was. Yeah, it was heroin.
The real devil was everything outside.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, okay, basically. So so going from there, basically when we dealt with not to trauma dump or anything like that, but it's part of my origin story. But dealt with a lot of domestic violence and alcohol abuse in the house. And from that, I was pretty depressed growing up. And my only way to deal with that mentally was to starve myself, basically. So, I was pretty much anorexic from about 13 years old until 18 years old. I graduated high school. I was 5'11", 120 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and
we were basically the same height, but I was 40 pounds heavier than you were.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was very insecure. I was always bad at sports. I was always, I was never the strongest, the fastest, or any stuff like that. And I had no goals or any ambition to be good at sports, just because everybody kind of shitted on me for being sucky at everything, When I got to college, I saw this guy that was huge and jacked, and I was like, I want to be like you, bro. How can I do that? I want to get the girls. I want people to look at me and stuff like that. And he's just like, yeah, all you got to do is eat and work out. And that started my fitness journey. So at 19 years old, I gained 40 pounds of muscle. Pretty much, yeah. All I did was eat. So I went to 160, from 120 to 160 in 1 year. All I did was eat and work out. And I've been doing that ever since. And it's been about 18 years now.
Dude, all you had to do was eat, work out, and have one of the worst childhoods imaginable. It's like, it's so easy. Like, everyone can do it.
Exactly. That's all it takes, just like Batman. Yeah, except I wasn't rich.
So okay, so now I'm starting to see where the superhero vibes are kind of...
That's where the whole idea of cosplay fitness came about, is because I wanted, cosplaying and wanting to be like a superhero to be my ambition, and to share that ambition with other nerds and gamers and dorks and stuff like that, to have a reason to want to look good and be secure in your own skin, besides like joining the football team or whatever the case may be.
Awesome. Early on, and I apologize, this is kind of like a sensitive question, but early on, fine. Did you see a clash? Because I think cosplay now compared to 10 years ago is like way more widely accepted. Just like the things with all the different genders and sexualities, like everything is a little bit more accepting now. Did you find there to be a big clash in like masculinity wise between having a desire to do cosplay but also having this like beefy girl getting figure of like the working out and like the masculinity that comes with that?
For me personally, I didn't experience a clash too much, but I saw a lot of my life was kind of split, I was the gym guy, and all the gym bros kind of looked up to me. And then on this side, I was the fit cosplayer that all of my cosplay buddies are like, oh man, like I don't look like you. You're embarrassing me, And I'm like, well, that's the whole point, is to get these two worlds together.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so then you've been rocking that name, you said, for quite like over a decade then.
So I created this name, I'd say probably about 10 years ago. My goal originally was to start a fitness cosplaying YouTube. And then when I did more research into YouTube and into the fitness industry, and YouTube is extremely toxic.
Yeah.
And then, like I know you talked about on your show before, the toxicity with like the tech community, like, oh no, you're supposed to use this cord and not that cord, and HDMI versus, what's the other
DisplayPort? Yeah,
DisplayPort. HDMI versus, no, this is better. That's better. Yeah, it's 10 times worse in the fitness industry. Basically, if you want to make like YouTubes and stuff like that, nobody really takes your word for it unless you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. And I'm just a regular guy. I'm not on steroids. I've never tried that. I have a full-time job where, a lot of times I sleep maybe 4 or 5 hours a day. So I try to work out like once a day. It's impossible for me to look like one of those elite level physique bodybuilding competition guys. It's not realistic. And my goal was to, talk to the everyman, just the normal guy or girl that has a 9-to-5 job and wants to work out a half hour to an hour a day, and, not doing this for a living.
Right. Do you work out every single day?
Yeah, I work out an hour a day. Yeah, 7 days a week.
Okay. Is that normal? Is 7 days a week for working out normal? If you want to get into specifics about like working out,
basically you are allowed, your body is fine as long as you have 48 hours to rest that muscle group. So the way that I work out, I'll do like legs one day, and then I'll do chest the next day, and then, or like I'll do like a push pull routine. I'll do legs one day, and then chest and triceps and shoulders, and then back and biceps and stuff like that. So There's never 2 days in a row where I'm doing the same muscle group, so it's fine.
Interesting. Okay. And what about cardio? You know, I was gonna ask.
My cardio's crap, man. So this is the thing. So when I was in college, I didn't care about I never worked out before in my life. So I actually was really fast when I first started working out, and I did triathlons in college.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah, I did 3 triathlons.
Oh my God.
And then I realized that if I want to get massive, if I want to gain a lot of weight, cardio's not the way.
Right.
So I kind of became obsessed with trying to get as big as possible. So cardio kind of took the back burner.
Gotcha. Okay. And where you're at bigness wise, are you at your biggest? Are you like a little bit lower, a little bit higher?
Well, I'm going to have to get back into my origin story for all that.
Oh yeah. Please.
Yeah. So, we left off around college. I started working out more. And then around 2013, I was probably the most ripped that I ever was in my entire life and big. In 2013, I came back from Mexico with my ex-girlfriend, and my hands were incredibly swollen. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. I assumed it was like a food allergy or something like that. It wouldn't go away for weeks at a time. It was like almost 2 weeks, and I had to see the doctor because my hands got so swollen I couldn't even make a fist.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, it was scary. So I went to the doctor. My doctor's like, we're going to do a blood test, all this stuff, and figure it out. But it looks like you have the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. So I was like, all right. So blood test came back. Everything came back negative. My rheumatoid level was normal. And then he sent me to a specialist, a rheumatologist. And my rheumatologist said that you definitely have rheumatoid arthritis. So if anybody out there doesn't know what that is, it's a autoimmune disease that makes basically your joints are attacking themselves. And how when you get hit, you get like a swelling. So all of your joints swell as if you were hit, but you were never hit.
Oh my God.
So I started taking medication for that. I was diagnosed with that, even though my blood came back negative for that. And that was like probably about a 6-month rehab of like not even being able to close my hands to like getting back to normal.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. So that's another thing. That's another thing that like a lot of people just assume that your strength training journey is like a linear journey upward, and there's a little bumps in the road. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But after about 4 years, so from 2000, no, I'd say less than that. From like 2013 to like 2016, about 3 years of taking medication, I read a lot of the side effects, and one of them is Plaquenil, one of the medications I was taking, which is hydrochloroquine, which is also used to treat COVID. And
oh no shit.
Yeah, so that's the same medication, but one of the side effects is that it creates corneal deposits in the back of your eyes, which means that you get a buildup in the back of your eye. So over time, and it's like a 1% increase of buildup over like every 5 years. So you could theoretically go blind if you take that medication for too long.
Gee, and this just given to you without any paying any attention. Like, oh, by the way, yeah, we got medication for this. Here you go.
Yeah. So I one day I just decided I'm not going to take this anymore. And guess what?
Nothing.
I haven't had a flare up or anything. I haven't had symptoms since.
What the fuck?
And this is a chronic condition that's supposed to last for the rest of your life.
Right, and you've just had nothing since at all.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I did also change my diet. So diet is a factor with a lot of autoimmune diseases. I can't eat like very acidic foods. I can't drink too much alcohol over a long period of time. So I limit that.
So I was going to ask, based on your childhood, I was going to ask if you consumed alcohol whatsoever, because usually people that have that around in their early lives, especially when it's linked to traumatic experiences, is like, I don't want anything to do with that whatsoever. And I always respect it, but everybody's different.
Yeah. So for me, funny story. So from 21 until 31. So for 10 years, I was 100% sober, not even a drop of alcohol.
Wow.
Because I was so terrified of turning into my father, And then finally at 31, I was like, you know what? I made it this far. I'm successful in my career. I can make my own decisions. I can drink responsibly. And now I drink all my days off.
Good.
For the last 5 years. So, yeah.
And you know, whenever I talk to people that are huge into fitness, alcohol is always like the forgotten. It's always something that is left way behind. And I definitely believe that alcohol is fucking terrible. It's terrible in all ways. It makes you do stupid stuff. It makes you feel terrible. It's extremely unhealthy to drink in excess. But it's like, you know, if I'm gonna indulge in something, like, you can't go your entire life just not enjoying anything bad.
100%. Yeah.
Gotta enjoy something that's bad.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced with any other recreational drugs, marijuana, any psychedelics, anything?
Me personally, no, because so I have a government job where I do security. So I'll get back into my backstory a little bit now.
Okay.
So I went to college. I got my bachelor's degree in forensic psychology with a minor in addiction studies. So I wanted to help people with addictions, you know, alcoholism, drug abuse, stuff like that. That was my focus in college. I had an internship where I worked at a methadone clinic, and I absolutely hated it. It was the most stressful, depressing experience of my entire life.
Oof.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to do this. So now, you know, it's pretty much the college story for every American. You get a 4-year degree in something that you finally, when you realize what you're going to be doing, you don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
And then you do something completely different.
Yep.
So at 21 years old, I got a government job, basically standing in front of like City Hall and just making sure nobody blows it up. And I've been doing that for the past 15 years.
Wow. Okay, that was not what I expected you to say. Okay.
Yeah. So it's incredibly boring. It's brain rotting. You know, I make good money. I do well with it, but that's kind of why I started streaming, is because I felt like at work and outside of, you know, whatever, my brain was just turning into goop, you know, because literally my entire job went from like standing there and doing nothing and waiting for something bad to happen to being a supervisor of the guys standing there waiting for something bad to happen to being their supervisor. You know? So
it's like there's less and less excitement as your job goes on.
Less excitement, but more money. So I'm not complaining. But
what was the? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say. So it's extremely boring, probably 99% of the time.
Okay.
So that's where I needed a creative outlet somewhere, because I felt very suffocated. You know.
Right. Did you say you were in New York City or just New York?
New York City. I'm in Queens. Home of
no
Spider-Man.
Shit, man.
Yeah. Big Spider-Man fan too. See
oh my god, yeah. Okay, can I see the full sleeve as well? Because I don't think I've actually seen it.
All right, yeah. So
show us your body, cosplay.
yeah. So you know, like I said, with all the goals of like my and you know, I'm not religious, so I never had like, oh, I want to be a good Christian boy or whatever. I just wanted to be the best superhero that I could ever be. So I took a lot of inspiration from Spider-Man, anime, stuff like that. Dragon Ball Z being my favorite.
Hell yeah. Yeah, flex for us. Oh, wow. Yo, dude, my buddy Vance is going to fucking nut over that. That looks awesome. Oh my God, the whole sleeve is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Then we got...
Wow, that looks awesome. Audio listeners, you guys are fucking missing out. Dude, that is sick. Okay,
Thank you.
How much is your arm worth?
It's about 8 sessions, and they're about $600 each. So,
God.
So what's that? Like close to what? My math is correct. Like
four
almost
grand?
$5,000. Yeah.
Jesus Lord. I only have 3. I've got this dragonfly. I've got a 8-bit Yoshi on my calf, and then I've also got a Canadian maple leaf on my ankle. I got an ankle tattoo.
Cute.
Going back to college, did you enjoy what you were studying, like while you were studying it, and then it was like right at the fucking end, you're like, wait, nope, this isn't it?
Basically, in theory, I enjoyed learning it, but in practice, I absolutely hated it.
Okay, that is the exact same thing that happened with me with graphic design. Is like everything leading up to it. I was always artistic in school leading up. I was in photography. I thought I wanted to be an architect because like I got so much enjoyment out of designing and then seeing designs come to life. Yeah. And then for whatever reason, just kind of fell out of it. And I started getting into the more artistic side of myself. And then I'm like, graphic design. My brother had gotten into it. And I think what was most appealing was that my brother basically learned the shit on his own and then just got a graphic design job. Just got a job somewhere. And I was like, you know what? That seems like the way of life. Go to high school, get good grades, go to college for 4 years. Like, granted, am I sad I missed out on college experience? Yes. Am I sad that I missed out on chlamydia? No. I'm so fucking sure that I would be either a drug addict or have an STD of sorts if I went to college. So I'm thankful in a way. But I went to school for 3 years for graphic design, and then in the final semester, the teacher started teaching us what it was going to be like to actually work for clients, like to have somebody hire you to design a website and go through that.
Why do they do that at the end? Why can't they do that in the beginning?
Because then you wouldn't go to school and they wouldn't get their fucking money. The savages. I put scavengers and savages together.
That's accurate.
But yeah, absolutely terrible. And then, kind of through that, all through graphic design school, I had a love for tech, and I was kind of learning tech on my own. And then, I didn't go to school. I took one semester towards a tech degree, and then it made me remember how fucking much I hated school. Being in a school setting, sitting at a computer and learning, getting taught by somebody who doesn't give a shit about me. Like, this ain't it. And so I just started teaching myself, and then I eventually just got a job in IT doing all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love fitness, and I actually got certified as a personal trainer like 12 years ago. But what I hate is sales. And that's like 90% of the job, which sucks.
Yep.
So I fell for that scam too. I was like, oh, I could work out and get paid. That's great.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, but by the way, you have to walk up to everybody and beg for their money. Every single day of your working life,
And then, so I've had a couple friends that have gotten into fitness and like fitness taking over their life. And I've seen them go through like all the things that you're describing of like going through the waves of it. And I haven't experienced too much with friends and steroids, but the whole pre-workout and not steroids, supplements and like the things to eat before and after, and that level of obsession for fitness is a turnoff for me, because
I was just gonna say a lot of people become very obsessed. Yeah,
and good on you. I mean, you're healthy as possible. Well, healthy because like there's so many different things people are ingesting to attain this certain figure or a certain status, and it's like, when did this go from like eating shit food to eating fruits, vegetables, and like healthy fats, and then it turned into like, okay, now I'm just pounding all of this random shit that everybody says is awesome, and I'm like, it just feels like it goes like this.
I mean, I would say my personal opinion, social media has a huge part to play with that.
Yeah,
being obsessed with fitness for guys is kind of like the female equivalent of like getting a lot of plastic surgery. Okay, you just you want to reach an unrealistic, unattainable goal by any means possible, to try to look like all these Instagram models and stuff like that.
There's I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok yet, but there's videos of girls showing how they prep their body for like the picture that they're choosing. Like all of the poses are so strategic with certain body parts, and like bikinis will be pulled up over certain parts of the body, butt cheeks are spread and then pushed up against a wall to show a thigh gap, and it's like, oh my god, none of this is real. Everything that I see is so fucking fake, and not even fake like steroids or plastic surgery. Staged. Perfect way to put it. Yeah. And that is incredibly discouraging. And then it totally takes away from the people like you or the people that are just trying to make a better life from themselves, and they're having their entire journey clouded by all of this bullshit. And honestly, again, huge turnoff. And it's why, people want other people to be healthy and to get into the mindset of like, dude, you gotta have a healthier lifestyle. And then they see all of that shit and like, I don't want to be a part of any of that. And I can't really say that I blame them either.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, not many, actually some of my friends, one of my good friends, I'm not going to name him, but took steroids and got gynecomastia. and actually had to get surgery to remove it.
No way. So can you explain what that is? Because I actually don't know what it is.
Yeah, so basically, he took a lot of steroids, and there's a gland that is pretty much non-existent for guys. And one of the side effects of steroids is that this gland gets enlarged. So it's a gland, beneath your pec muscle or like around your pec muscle, and this gland just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what they call bitch tits. That's yeah, basically he had man boobs, and his breasts they kind of sagged down like a woman. And
wow.
He had that for years, and then he decided to finally get that removed. But
all of that blood, sweat, and tears and work to get like a great figure, and then it just gets ruined by something like that.
And then he's embarrassed to take off his. He works out more than me, twice a day, and he's embarrassed to take off his shirt because his chest looks like a woman's chest.
That's too bad. That's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the fitness circle that you have experienced so far, would you say that and not on social media, excluding social media, have you found a good group of people that have been on the not toxic side, or have you found that like everywhere you go, it's you're always fighting that toxicity instead of it being something that should be uplifting?
I'd say the toxic side is the majority, for sure.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you were going to say the opposite, to be honest.
I mean, they're super casual people that just, they'll go into the gym once or twice a week or run on the treadmill or whatever, and they just want to better themselves slightly. And, that's why I try to encourage them to, put a little more effort into it and not just make it like something like a checkbox on your criteria.
Sure.
But anybody I say most of the people that are in the gym regularly, yeah, they're affected by the toxicity for sure.
That's too bad. Because again, the place that should be the judgment free. Oh, let me ask you this question.
Are you quoting Planet Fitness now?
Judgment
free zone.
Oh no! It's funny you say that because we're about to sign up for Planet Fitness. I
remember you saying that.
We were talking about this on stream. Yeah, we live in it's a small town that is surrounded by a bunch of rich towns, and so the town that I'm in is like a bunch of old white people that don't want their old school fun hippie town turned into the white rich and proud town that around them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's in the middle of being gentrified because half of the town is on Detroit city limits, and then the other half is these people that have just like been there forever. So it's a little bit of a clashing culture here, and so one of the issues of our town is like all of the buildings are super, super small. So like restaurants are small, chain restaurants that are usually a little bit bigger, minimal seating. Our downtown area is very small, and the gyms are old, small, and all like mom and pop shops. The two gyms that are big chain gyms, like multi-floor, pool, sauna, all that stuff, they're fucking terrible. Like all the reviews are terrible, rude staff, broken machines. Like there's like just shit left everywhere, like sweaty yoga mats, absolute horror stories. And then there's like two Planet Fitness that have opened up that are in like a little bit like outside of our town, and they get great fucking reviews. They're wide open, all the machines are upkept, and I'm like, you know what? We've paid $30-$40 for a shit small gym. At this point, I just want something that is a little bit large, like something that has more than 4 treadmills.
Hopefully you don't use the distance as an excuse not to go.
No.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, so
the gym's so far. I don't want. I got to get in the car. I got to change.
It's difficult in the winter. Do you have a car?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you actually walked to the gym in the wintertime. Just like it's like putting on all your gym clothes and then bundling up over top of that, walking to the gym.
I mean, I used to, but I own my own gym in my basement for the last 10 years.
That's right. Okay, so you don't got to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just roll out of. I can go naked downstairs if I want to.
You do, don't you, you motherfucker?
I've done it in my underwear before, for sure. I'm scared of like catching my balls into like some machine or something like that.
Oh my god. So the gym that we went to for a while, it was right down the street, and of course it's the distance isn't an issue. It was always the time. So I don't mind taking a little drive to go somewhere, but like when you get home from work at 5:30, is it better to drive to a gym that's 3 minutes away and be able to work for an hour, like work out for an hour, or drive somewhere that's 20 minutes away, work out for half an hour, and then 20 minutes back? What I've started to realize later in life is that the drives in between places is a massive wind down time. It's a place where you can process your thoughts, process things that have happened throughout the day, listen to music, listen to podcasts, or just in silence. I drive in silence a lot. Really? Yeah. And this is somebody who used to live and die by shows. I used to go to music festivals. I used to like.
Yeah, I mean, you knew my into the AM stuff. I was gonna ask you actually. Well, like electronic dance music festivals.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I've traveled all over the world watching that stuff.
Oh man, so I haven't traveled a lot. I went to Electric Forest 5 years in a row.
That's near you though. Right?
Yeah, it's 4 hours, so it's super easy. Went to a show at Red Rocks. I went to a festival in Georgia, Counterpoint, which was only around for like a couple of years or something. And I think that's it. Other than traveling to a couple of other places within Michigan, I'm very, very lucky to where Detroit has like 3 or 4 massive venues. So anytime a band is coming to our town, it's either a 5-minute drive or a 10-minute drive. It's so easy to catch a show. So you said you've traveled. What kind of places have you gone to? Yeah,
I was gonna say, for everybody in the chat that's not aware, I posted a picture and I had like EDM shorts on, and Knackers knew immediately what brand they were. I was like, wait, what? You threw me for a loop there. I mean, me personally, I've been to EDC Las Vegas about 5 times, Ultra Miami, Tomorrowland, Belgium.
Damn!
I've been to Ibiza. That's how I learned how to pronounce that in Batman Dark Knight Rises, right?
Oh, yeah. Ibiza? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. You've never taken recreational?
No. So that was my whole point.
Or are you saying that you've never taken recreational?
So I've been at my job since I was 21. I'm 36 now, and we get randomly drug tested. So I'm not willing to lose my career. And and before that, I never really had the desire. Now I want to do it, but, but I can't.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I've also traveled to Ultra Japan, EDC Japan.
You do make good money.
I do all right. I never asked for subs. You know, if that puts it in a perspective. Ultra Japan, EDC Mexico. Where else? I went to some show in Canada. I forgot.
Holy shit, man! All right, what have been your favorite artists? Like, what are your favorite artists to see?
Another bald guy, Data Life.
Okay, word.
Yeah. Big fan of Data Life. I mean, I like the big arena EDM stuff. So like Hardwell, Tiesto.
The big room house.
Like yeah. Oh, also, I recently got into house music. I say in the last like 5 years.
Okay.
So like Fisher, Chris Lake, Don Diablo, stuff like that. Oh.
I have a gaming buddy that went by Don Diablo.
Nice. So
anytime I hear that, I think of him. Yeah. Music festivals are unreal. And I only have.
I can't wait till they come back.
I know. I've been, my girlfriend has never been to a music festival before. She's been to a couple like shows, like local shows, but I don't think she's ever been to like a concert, like I guess other than. Right, or not even close to a festival.
A festival and a concert at like a small club or something like that are night and day.
Night and day. And obviously, the festival is an entire experience, going there, camping, not showering. The environment of actually, people.
My favorite is Holy Ship.
Oh, you've been to Holy Ship? Okay.
Yeah, I'm Ship fam. I've been like 5 times now.
So one of my all-time favorite groups is Big Gigantic, that I've seen. I've seen them probably 15, 20 times, like every single time that they came to town. So like that whole that whole group genre, like Grismatic, Grammatic, Grizz, Big Gigantic, all those, that group was like one of my main listens. And I haven't jammed them in a super long time. Again, like when I get in the car, the first thing I want to do is turn everything off. Yeah. And I'm just now starting to get back into listening to music regularly. But like if you ask my girlfriend what I listen to, I have a single playlist that has like 7 electronic songs on it, and I just play that almost every single day. And I don't know what happened between me and music. It's not that I fell out of love. I just think like I crave silence sometimes because my job is nonstop.
Yeah,
people interrupting me, or people calling or texting, and it's like center myself.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like depending on your mood, if you have like a really stressful day, sometimes just being in silence, very relaxed. You know.
Have you now, other than your physical fitness, mental fitness, have you have you dove into any sort of mental health, mindfulness, meditation? Do you partake in any of that stuff?
Fortunately, no.
Okay.
I know I should. I've been to yoga classes, but I usually leave with boners and stuff.
Cosplay. All right, what did you think of yoga?
I think it was cool. I mean, my weakest points are definitely flexibility and endurance. You know, so it worked a lot on that. I think it's some people joke around that it's not an exercise. It's definitely an exercise.
Oh, it's definitely a fucking exercise.
You leave sore and tired. For sure. Yeah.
Are you a fitness tracker wearer at all?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm like my goal is just to be stronger and bigger. That's all I want. You know, so I weigh myself probably once a week.
Okay.
I test my strength every so often, and that's all I really focus on right now.
What are your opinion on deadlifts?
I know it's very controversial. Deadlifts. Some people think that you should only be doing deadlifts if you're competing. I personally don't like them. You know, I feel like they're very easy to get injured.
Yeah. Like
easily injurable exercises. So I don't really do them that much. And also with like my past rheumatoid arthritis. So from that whole condition, like some of my joints feel weaker than they used to.
Okay.
You know, so I kind of stay away from that specifically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I've done it though. I've done it.
Oh,
you try to show off. Your friend goes in and deadlifts for a couple $100 pounds. You're like, I can do that. That's easy. You know. So some ego. Yeah. All of a sudden, a little poop comes down my shorts.
Oh no! Anytime I see somebody deadlifting, I'm like, that looks like a showmanship exercise. Like I know that there is probably incredible benefits to being able to deadlift a lot of weight, but anytime I see that, I think injury. And TikTok is full of fitness injuries for some reason. I don't know how I got into fitness injury talk, but
because you liked it and watched it. That's why.
God. And then you see people like throwing out their back, but then the other half is like people throwing out their back and then doing the whole like.
Wait, was that the Busta Rhymes?
Yes. Yeah.
Touch it.
So every time I see that, I'm like, this just seems dumb. And I know that it seems dumb because I probably don't understand it. But I'm like, deadlifting seems like a new thing. Like it seems like a fad fitness where it's like people have been exercising for hundreds and hundreds of years, like in the way that we exercise now. And then all of a sudden deadlifting is just like, oh yeah, like deadlifting's the new thing, I guess, especially with the introduction of CrossFit into fitness culture.
Well, I mean, the main reason why deadlifting is so big is because it's whenever you do a strength competition, they measure you by the 3 big exercises: squat, bench, and deadlift. So
Gotcha.
It's been like that for, I don't know, dozens of years.
Okay.
Where that's it's your body weight versus the ratio of how much weight you do, and those 3 things, they add it all up together, and that's the winner.
Oh, so it's not just necessarily who can lift the heaviest thing.
No.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Because if one guy is really good at squats and the other guy's really good at bench and the other guy's really good at deadlift, basically they add up the total of all the weight, and that's your score. And
no shit. Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that now, with social media, it's just, people are recording these huge things that show off, and everybody wants to do it.
Yeah. One of the other things I see on TikTok a lot right now is people recording themselves in the gym, and obviously it's for form, and then it's for show as well. How are you pissed that that's normalized now, instead of it just being like, there's literally mirrors everywhere, like every wall is a fucking mirror, but all of a sudden everybody needs to have a phone to record their form? What do you think about that?
I've done it.
Okay, all right.
People just, you work hard, you show up to the gym every day, and you want to show off. It's not a big deal. You should be proud of your hard work.
Okay. So that kind of leads into one of the next things that I wanted to talk about was fitness on social media and how it's been for you, kind of, because if you started working out, you said what, 14 years ago?
18 years ago.
18 years ago. So you kind of got started way before social media was even present, was even around.
Facebook just came out.
When you started? Okay.
Yeah, 2003.
Oh my God, that was 18 years ago.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So I was born in 90. So not too much later than you, but a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm 6 years older than you.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I got to lose the mustache because I look way older than you.
I mean, if I'm clean shaven, I probably look even younger.
Do you ever clean shave?
Oh yeah, all the time. I actually, funny enough, I don't know if this is the same for you, but I grow basically nothing up here. And then my face grows like this beard will probably take me like 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had hair up until I was 27. I think it's like when it started thinning out, and there's still a generous amount. Like I started shaving my head long before I was considered balding. But as soon as I started to see it thinning, I'm like, nope, fuck that. It's all going. I'm not doing this 10 years of hanging on for dear life. As soon as I saw it,
oh my God,
I got rid of it. And it is a huge fucking hit to your confidence, to your ego. It feels like a part of you is gone, and it's like nothing else about your face changed, but for some reason you're like, my face isn't the same. It's just not the same since the hair is gone. And I got double lucky. Not only did I begin to grow thicker facial hair, and still now I can't grow like a full beard. It's still kind of like thin and patchy in areas.
I was seeing like your intro. I like the mustache look better.
Yeah, every time I see that intro, I'm like, man, I had it trimmed fucking good. But the maintenance and the feeling, it's actually funny you mentioned that, because I probably had a full beard and a mustache up until about like a month and a half ago. And then when I finally had like realized, okay, I need to start eating better and exercising, because I've gained 40 pounds since the beginning of quarantine.
Wow.
So and
almost 40 pounds in a year.
Yeah. So a fucking lot. And in the beginning of, and it wasn't even a full year, because in the beginning of quarantine, I was actively running. I was running probably 4 to 5 times a week. And then I don't know if you've seen this clip yet, but I was doing a cooking stream and I was standing on a bucket, and the bucket collapsed, and I fell on my kitchen counter and I fractured my rib.
Oh, wow.
And so I was out of commission for running for 2 months, and that just absolutely destroyed my routine.
Yeah.
So it was like quarantine happened. We all had to stay inside. I fractured my rib, and then we all just started like eating like absolute garbage because we all felt like garbage. And then it just spiraled from there. And yeah, I'm at my heaviest now. I'm probably a pound or 2 lighter, because I started my fasting routine 2 weeks ago again. But man, being chubby sucks. Like I feel it when I sit down. Like I have to, when I'm trying to play Call of Duty, I have to scoot all the way up. My belly's like hanging out on top of my counter. When I'm sleeping, I can feel my back fat like rolling over on itself. I'm like, my body is pinching itself. Fucking annoying. And obviously, like, you look at yourself in the mirror and you just see yourself getting progressively heavier and heavier. And
but you're in a good relationship, so you don't care about that.
You know, to an extent,
you get comfortable. You get comfortable. It's all right.
You definitely do.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Actually, that brings up a really good point, because obviously there is a huge mental health discussion around physical health and body positivity and body dysmorphia, and like looking at yourself and like always craving something else, some sort of improvement. I personally don't see it as a negative to look at yourself and say, I could probably clean up a little bit. Like I could do a little bit better. Because if you're always looking at yourself and saying, this is fine, I'm healthy, I'm fine, I'm perfect the way that I look. Because fitness is obviously about the way that you look, but it's also about the way that you feel. It's a combination of both. And I just got to the point where I'm like, not only do I look unhealthy, but I'm not comfortable in my body anymore. And I just like, I'm sick of feeling like shit. So how does that relay to you? Like, do you think that is a toxic way to think, to look at yourself and go, I probably need to improve?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Personally, I mean, that's kind of like what cosplay fitness is all about. You know, I want people that normally are like the outsiders of the world, that are treated like, they're nerds, dorks. It's more acceptable now. But, back 15 years ago, it's like if you told a girl you play video games all day long, she'll look at you like you're a creep.
Yeah.
You're a weirdo. You have no life. My whole thing was, if you feel insecure about yourself, I mean, let's work on it. Let's improve it.
Before we started talking about the podcast, or before we started the podcast, I had asked you what you were eating for dinner, and you said I've been eating the same thing for 10 years. So what is that same thing that you've been eating?
So if you give me 1 second, I'll bring out a sample.
Yeah,
I have like a dozen of these in my refrigerator.
Oh God, chat. The absolute worst part about being healthy is food prep. It is fucking terrible. If he says that he food preps like a week in advance, I'm gonna throw up. I can't do it. If that's what it takes to have the physique of this man, oh my God, I can't imagine. Oh my, you left the left side and then you came back on the right side. Oh my God.
I'm in my living room. I'm sorry. I went that way to the kitchen and that way. I don't know, but so this is, also another huge important thing. Everyone should be able to cook. I know you've been experimenting with all your cooking and stuff like that, but if you don't cook, you're either going to waste money or you're on the road to disaster.
I get HelloFresh delivered. It's fine.
Every single day of your entire life.
Right.
So this is what I was eating. So this is ground turkey with, so the secret to tolerating all of your meals, if you're eating almost consistently the exact same thing all the time, is to change up your marinades, your sauces, your seasoning and stuff like that. So I use a Korean bulgogi sauce. It's like a spicy sauce.
Okay.
I put that on my ground turkey, and then I have brown rice, broccoli, carrots, green peppers, red peppers, celery. Yeah. So I eat this about 4 times a day for the last 6 years.
Oh my God! Yeah,
and all I do is switch up the ground turkey. Maybe I'll do what you call it? What's it? Sautéed steak, like little steak strips.
Yeah,
or chicken.
You're fucking insane. You're insane.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like I said, like growing up and being anorexic, I don't personally really enjoy eating. I never have, and I probably never will.
You know what? That's a really great point that I already forgot, even though you told me that I don't know, an hour ago.
Yeah. So that's why like a lot of people that obviously food is the hugest hurdle to overcome when it comes to like fitness and stuff like that. For me, that's never been an issue because I never really enjoyed I'll grab a slice of pizza or I like eating wings with my friends and stuff like that, but I couldn't do that like every day. I would be nauseous.
Yeah, so so when you said you've been eating the same thing for 10 years, I'm like, he probably has one thing for breakfast, one thing for lunch, something else for dinner, but you were literally eating the same dish over and over.
I eat oatmeal for breakfast, and then I eat that 4 times a day.
Bro. Like, I feel like you are Satan and I am Jesus, and I need to I feel like a religious person that needs to convert you. But at the same time, like, as traumatic as your childhood was, it's set you up to like have really good food etiquette. Like,
yeah, I mean, in my own opinion, I'm an extremely responsible adult. You know, I had my career for about 4 years, and then at 25 years old, I bought my house that I live in New York City. You know, I always try to make a lot of good decisions when it comes to pretty much everything's like pretty planned throughout my life and stuff like that. But what was the point I was getting at?
That you're insane. That you are clinically insane.
Yeah, but it also makes me crazy. Yeah. And I do stress myself out. I started balding at 19 years old. So
holy shit. Okay, that's really early.
So maybe it was just stress that got to me.
It could be. It could be.
I put it on myself.
So, and you know, I can't fathom what that feels like, because one of the biggest issues, I don't have an issue with like gorging myself, but when I think about food, and I think about, okay, if I go out to eat like once a week, how many different things am I going to be able to try before I die? Like, that's what I think about. So when I'm thinking about food, and when I started to really get into cooking, I'm like, I need to learn how to make as many different things from as many different nationalities as possible, because there is like so much good food to eat. And that mindset, I can't comprehend the mindset that you have of like, food is fuel. It doesn't matter, and I don't have a desire. Do you find that just makes it easy for you, or do you still struggle with like eating the same thing all the time?
No, it definitely makes me easy for me. It's not a struggle for me whatsoever.
Wow, I'm so fucking blown away right now. That is insane. Wow. Yeah. By the way, you said you had ground turkey in there. I was going to ask if you were a vegetarian, but I figured it was real ground turkey, not like.
Yeah, I mean, people's idea of healthy is what's the word I'm trying to look for? It's relative, I guess. You know, people have different ideas of what healthy is. I have friends that are vegan, and they're like, you're not healthy. You eat meat. You're disgusting. You're gonna die.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. But you know, and then there's people that just focus on weight loss. A lot of people just want weight loss, and you know, weight loss is actually super easy. It's super easy. All you got to do is track your calories, and you have to eat less calories than you burn. That's it. It's not rocket science, you know. So as long as you track your calories, you find your maintenance, and then you eat less than that, or you burn more than that, then you're good to go. But that doesn't make you a healthy person because you're losing weight.
Right.
You know, you still need all of your nutrients. I'm not a nutritionist or anything like that, but you know, I mean, look at the starving kids in Africa not eating table salt, iodine. They get iodine deficiency. You know, so you definitely need a well-balanced meal in order to stay healthy, you know, not sickly in certain areas. But some people just go overboard. I mean, you know, counting how many carbs and how many sugars and salts.
Bro, I can't do that, man.
It's not necessary. They weigh their food. Like, you're gonna drive yourself insane. That type of behavior is completely unsustainable, and that's gonna make you go back to the way you were before, because you can't do it forever. Right. You can't.
So, you know? That brings up a super good point, and I want to ask you your opinion on fasting, because it's something that I've been doing on and off for years and years and years. And the reason that I like fasting, because it works for me, is it makes it so I don't have to count calories.
You talking about intermittent fasting?
Yeah, correct. Yep. I've done both intermittent, and I did one meal a day for a good long time. And back, so tiny little bit of history. In 2020, in like the very end of 2019, I had a super fucking rough time, and I took a 3-month break from Twitch after like 6 or 7 years. And it was my first really long break, and it was like detox time, where I started waking up at 4 a.m. every single day. I would exercise, meditate, journal. Like, it was like miracle morning type shit, like every single day. I was getting like 2 hours of streaming work done in the morning before I was even going to work. And then I was waking up at 4, fasting all the way until noon, or fasting all the way up until like 6 p.m. and then eating. And
sounds like Patrick Bateman in American Psycho.
It seriously is, yeah. Only difference is I kill people, and he was only dreaming of it. And so,
damn, spoilers, anyone?
Yeah, sorry. Is that from like the 90s?
It's an old movie, yeah.
So when I first got into fasting, not only did it prevent me from the snacking, the before work snacking and the after work snacking, it made me feel not so guilty about indulging in foods outside of like a good traditional diet. So like if I wanted to have that random juice or that cookie, like I wasn't feeling like, oh my God, I didn't count this, I'm stressing out. And that was kind of like the biggest thing for me, because I think a large portion of dieting is what it does to your psyche. Like mentally, what is that diet doing to you? And why I'm so glad that people are saying like, not every diet fits everybody. You need to find out what works for you mentally, not just physically. And fasting just really worked out for me. I hated eating breakfast. I always felt like shit eating early in the morning. And then the greatest thing about one meal a day was not packing a lunch for work. Just like going to work and not worried about food at all. Fill up my canteen with water, and then I come home and I eat. But one meal a day, definitely not sustainable over long periods of time.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I could never do that.
Yeah, it's it was great to kickstart the weight loss journey. So I switched from one meal a day back to intermittent fasting. But then again, like after COVID started, that all just went to shit. So so I started fasting again last week, and I take breaks on the weekend if I want to like have some drinks at night when I'm playing video games. And that's definitely been one of my favorite things to do. So so how do you feel about fasting?
I mean, whatever works for you. Me personally, I won't do it. I've tried it before, and I feel like I'm super low energy when I'm fasting, and I hate that feeling. I hate like almost falling asleep in my chair after a full night's sleep just because I haven't eaten in 16 hours.
Right.
Especially with like weightlifting, bodybuilding type of stuff. I want to have as much energy as possible before I get into the gym. So I would never want to work out on an empty stomach. Completely empty for like I haven't eaten since yesterday. It's not a good feeling.
That is the feeling that drives me. Like that hunger in the stomach, I can feel it like spider web into the rest of my body, especially when I do when I'm running fasted. It's like it's on a different level, and my focus and my energy levels are higher when I'm fasting compared to when I'm actively eating in the morning. So it's cool to figure out how that kind of affects people differently.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all relative, like I said, whatever works for you. It's just if that's your best way of being able to control the amount of calories that you're eating, then that's great.
How anal are you about fruits and vegetables? And I know you said you're not a nutritionist. Have you looked into like, okay, what do I need as a human being every day? Or have you just been like, just kind of disregarding all of that and just finding out what works by eating it?
Yeah. The option number 2. I'm not, like I've had food issues in the past, so I'm not going to drive myself crazy limiting, my food. I just I eat what I buy. I go to the supermarket and I plan out my meals for the week, and I just buy all of my stuff. Fruits and vegetables are amazing for you. Anybody that tells you to not eat fruits because they have high sugar is a fucking idiot. I mean, it's like, what is your other option? Getting unsweetened candy or something? I don't even know.
Gross. I do love candy though. Do you like candy?
Yeah, I do love candy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a monster. All right. Like you said. I've smoked my vapes. I drink alcohol. I do like I never like chocolate, but I do like
I'm not a huge chocolate guy either.
I do like my fruity stuff. So like Starburst, Skittles, Sour Patch,
yes.
All that stuff. I enjoy it.
Dude, if you had fucking glasses on right now, the resemblance would be I need a different hat. But
there you go like that. There you go.
Fucking funny.
So I was gonna ask you, did you get into TikTok because of quarantine, or what was that journey like?
Because
for all of you that don't know, I met Knackers on TikTok.
Yeah. Do you remember the first one that you saw?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the first one I saw, but I remember it was something where you were like either eating the microphone or had the baby face mask or something. And I'm like, this guy's funny, but I think he's kind of an idiot. So I was like, yeah, let me just keep scrolling. I didn't follow you at that point.
Okay.
But then, you know, you grew on me after a while. And then
Yes.
yeah. No, you like something about your humor is just like, it's very off-putting at first.
Yeah.
But it grows, and then like after a while, like, yo, I really like this guy.
Oh my God. I fucking love that I was able to grow on you because I am abrasive at first, but I
didn't follow you at first.
That's totally fine. I am unapologetically myself. That is fucking hilarious. So I had known of TikTok for, you know, probably like a year or so at that point. I remember being aware of Musical.ly and the acquisition and then the name change. And I just kept staying away from it because I think I had such a negative outlook on just social media in general. Like I was obviously on it, had Twitter, had Instagram, obviously still on Twitch. And I just never saw I never saw the use for it. It was like, okay, I understand that I could use TikTok to grow my brand and like there's funny shit on there. But it never clicked for me. And if I don't know the content that I'm going to create on a platform, I won't exist on a platform because by nature, like I want to create shit. And for a really long time, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to create on TikTok. I saw everybody doing a bunch. I saw Twitch tips. I saw people doing gaming clips. I saw people that were building keyboards, different artistic stuff. And I just didn't know where I fit in. And then,
you know, your niche.
Right, my niche.
Is it niche or niche?
I don't know. And anybody tells me differently, fuck off, Chip. I didn't know what to do. And I don't remember what made me download TikTok, to be honest. I don't even remember that first thought in my head. But I think I remember hearing about shitty Twitch tips from TikTok on Twitter. And of course, as soon as I started getting into streamer TikTok, all of the terrible advice started flooding in, and then came the terrible tech advice. And I just found myself sitting in my chair fuming about the misinformation. And for whatever ungodly known reason, the misinformation is treated like gold. It's almost encouraged on TikTok. There's no accountability. Even if somebody admits that they were wrong or they put out misinformation, they'll leave the TikTok up because it keeps generating traffic. And that drives me fucking up the wall. So
I hate to break it to you, but it's I first started TikTok in 2018, and mine was all fitness stuff.
Okay.
It's the exact same thing.
It's over the okay.
Exact same thing. It's just people spewing a bunch of nonsense that doesn't make any sense. But, you know, it's like, oh, how can I get a 6-pack in 30 minutes? You know, and it gets a million views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drives me insane.
Yeah, continue. I'm sorry that I cut you off.
No, that's all right.
I was just going to say that it's exactly the same thing with fitness.
I'm glad to know that it's not specific to the streaming world.
Absolutely not.
So there was I don't know if you're going to remember who this is. His username starts with A. And he had put out a masterclass, or he was starting a masterclass on TikTok. And
very familiar.
Nice kid. Obviously well-versed and educated, especially in video production and how to capture audiences. So props to that. And he put out a video that started with, nobody wants to watch your Twitch stream until they do. And my first TikTok that got traction was me vomiting Pringles onto my phone as a stitch to that, or as a duet. I can't remember which one it was. And that just fucking took off. And it was at that moment that I realized trying to be goofy while also leveling the playing field, while also calling out misinformation, that might be my thing. And because I have a decade's worth of experience in IT, maybe I can kind of niche myself into giving people actual fucking tech tips, actual streaming tips. I've kind of stayed away from the streaming tips thing because that's a whole fucking thing. But the tech stuff I'm very, very interested in. And then I noticed that there's a large portion of TikTok that is just people documenting their lives of what they're doing. No high production quality, no crazy expensive equipment. It's like, yo, I just found this bike. Let me restore it and let me show you the time lapse of how I'm restoring it. And those 60 seconds of that story is so fucking captivating to me. I was sitting on the couch or sitting on the bean outside and I saw some dude saving bees. And like, I don't give a shit about beekeeping, but I watched the 3-minute TikTok about this motherfucker saving bees. And it was just the coolest thing ever. And I think that's one of the things that I enjoy the most about the platform is it doesn't matter what the fuck you like. If you document it and you do put in some minimal effort to try and transcend a story to the end user, like you can make some good content that's watchable. Have you ever seen the dude who runs in place?
No.
So there's a guy who fake runs in place and then does things like dribbles or jumps, but he's standing in one place, but it looks like he's fucking sprinting full speed, and it's amazing. And he does the same thing over and over and over again, and I like every goddamn TikTok that I see because I think it's fucking hilarious. And I think that's just like that's a special part. So that's how I got into TikTok. I realized that my niche was going to be correcting misinformation while being as kind as possible, not being one of the assholes that calls people out and is mean and directs their communities towards them. And then also just like be a goof and like portray my humor exactly as it comes into my brain. And so that's what I've just been doing.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a super, super fun platform. So you've been on since 2018.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say that you've kind of pivoted your content towards now?
So 2018, I was enjoying Instagram a lot, and I was making goofy content in the stories. And then I saw TikTok, and I was just like, oh, this is just like stories, but they stay up forever, So I just was doing random goofy stuff, just like I would jump around in my gym or like just throw weights on the floor. Or, I don't know, all kinds of showing off my tattoos, like all kinds of stupid. Like I was everywhere.
Yeah.
In 2019, I started streaming on Twitch. So the whole goal was that was just to show off my Smash Brothers skills with my friends. And I assumed that I as I was growing up for the past like 20 years, I got really big into Melee, which came out in like 2000 or 2001.
Okay.
So all my friends, that was like the equalizer game that we all played. Everyone was at least decent at. Everyone could get into it. I was always the fighting game guy. I have my friend that was like into CSGO and then another friend that was into World of Warcraft, but that was the one game that we all played. And I was like, you know what? Let me start a Twitch. I'm going to show off my skills. I could beat up my friends and record it and show it to everybody. And I had nobody watching me, 0 people watching me for about 13 months.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't even make affiliate for 13 months.
Damn.
Yeah, so
stories like this make me realize how fortunate I was to have my start on Twitch, because when the affiliate program came out, I just got it because I was already at those numbers. So 13 months of sub affiliate. Wow,
of less than 3 concurrent viewers.
Holy cow. So did you get in, even though like I know you said you got into streaming because you wanted to like broadcast the fighting games and stuff. Did you know that there were people making lives for themselves by supporting themselves with streaming, or did you just see it as people like sharing content with each other?
I mean, I've been watching Twitch for like probably the past 10 years, 2011. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, 2011. Yeah. So I've been watching it for a long time. I know like a lot about it. I just, with my full-time job and everything, I just assumed that I wouldn't be able to get to that level ever. So let me just do it for fun.
Yeah. And you've grown, like you have a great little piece of a community for yourself from you're streaming 2 days a week, right?
That's a complicated story I'll get into real quick.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So that first year, 13 months, pretty much 0 viewers for the most part, streaming Smash Brothers, some other fighting game, stuff like that. And then I was casually playing this game called Teppen, which is a card-based mobile game that's for iOS and Android. It's not, you play it on your phone. Okay. It's based on Capcom characters. So I streamed it. I played it casually, just every so often, and I streamed it one time. And in that one stream, I peaked at like 50 viewers.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So literally after that one Teppen stream, I made affiliate. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then you were not only did you hit that threshold of those numbers, but you were able to maintain those numbers until actually hitting affiliate, right?
No, I averaged like one for the entire month, one viewer.
Oh, that's right. You get
And
it.
then
You get it immediately.
I hit 50 on that one stream, and that brought up my average above 3. So I just hit affiliate after that one stream.
No shit. And then did you ever play it again?
So yeah, here's the thing. This is where I tell people this is the only Twitch advice I'll ever give anybody. All right, because I experienced it. I hate the Twitch tips and Twitch talk and all that stuff. Like people say, "Are you a Twitch?" I'm not a Twitch talker in my opinion because I don't talk about streaming on my TikTok. You know,
Right.
But the only advice I could give is like about oversaturated games. Teppen is a super small community. Very few people actually watch it, but the people that watch it are hardcore into it. So at this point, this was my struggle now, because I'm like, oh, I've been streaming to 0 viewers forever, and now I stream to 50 in Teppen. Do I just stream Teppen for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
You know. So I started streaming Teppen a lot. I enjoyed the game, but I'm not in love with the game. You know. And over the next like month or two, I became one of the biggest Teppen streamers on all of Twitch. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never even heard of this game. I've got a buddy, Mr. 42, who's huge into Hearthstone. He just loves so Teppen.
Yeah. So Teppen is Teppen. It's like I said, it's a free card-based mobile game for iOS and Android. I started playing it more and more, and then I became one of the biggest Teppen streamers on Twitch. And then after that, it's made by Gung Ho America.
Okay.
And I became a Gung Ho ambassador. They reached out to me and wanted me to be a Gung Ho ambassador. So I don't make any money from that, but they promote me, stuff like that. So I started streaming more and more Teppen, but I was starting to feel burnt out because I don't love the game. I like the game.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be a fighting game streamer, not like a card game streamer, because that's not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where I started to. That's at that point, I'd say, I don't know, maybe what are we in May? I'd say probably around this time last year, or maybe a little bit, around this time last year. That's when I started to pivot my my content on TikTok towards fighting games and Super Smash Brothers.
Gotcha.
Because I felt like all of my viewers on Twitch all wanted Teppen or bust, you know?
Yep.
So I was like, all right, I got to find another way to pull in people for Smash Brothers. And the way the Twitch algorithm, well, if you want to call it that, works.
Yeah, what algorithm?
Yeah. You know, it boosts people that have more viewers to the top of the list. So, you know, I try to combine those two communities, and that's where I'm at now. You know, I've built a pretty decent following from TikTok that watch me for Smash Brothers. I stream Teppen every so often because I still enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, that's basically where my Twitch streaming career is at now.
God, very, very interesting. So how has that transition been? Have you been having so much fun playing the fighting games now that the viewership number doesn't really deter you that much?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You know, because if you're averaging 30, 40, 50 viewers and then you dip down to 5,
yeah,
you know, I'm just like, all right, well, maybe I'll just play this offline, you know, off stream, and then I'll just give the people what they want on stream.
Right.
You know, so I'm not like obsessed about it. Like I said, like I have a full-time job. I do fine financially, but it is a blow to your ego when, you know, I play, you know, Tekken or Virtual Fighter or something like that, and all of a sudden nobody shows up.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever started with the other game and then migrated into like done that for like an hour or two and then just migrated into the fighting games? So you have? Okay. And what has that been like for you?
It actually, for sure, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So like a new game that I'm playing a lot now is Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Okay.
So that's a fighting game. All Power Rangers. They just released 2 new characters, Chun-Li and Ryu. So I play that. Like I'll play like maybe about 4 hours of Smash.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll be like, all right, I'm taking a break, and then we're switching it over to Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. And usually about half the people hang out and they stay, you know?
Very, very cool. Yeah, because I think what most people will find out is that even though they are there for the game, they're going to enjoy you as a person to an extent, and giving them, almost forcing them to be there when you switch games.
Yeah.
It's them giving you a chance at a person, because just like you with me, your first impression was kind of like, and I'm just going to move on with my life. And then you went to the next thing. And then after a while, thanks to that TikTok algorithm of showing you to me, showing me to you, you're like, oh, actually, you know,
both.
Yeah.
It's like, a two-way street.
I actually might enjoy this type of stuff. So that's awesome. You've had a super interesting come up, not only with your extensive background with being a viewer on Twitch, but then coming into it, hitting success with a game really early on. I mean, being able to having 50 viewers within your first 1 or 2 years. Like, I've been streaming for 8 years. I don't think I've ever had an average of 50 viewers, like ever. And then to have it ripped away from you when you try to switch to something new. So you've experienced like all the highs and lows of streaming already within the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Has it been difficult to maintain streaming mentally with your full-time job, or are you so fucking jacked physically and mentally that nothing phases you?
I have my full-time job and I have a part-time job. I do 8 hours a week. I do security for a hospital.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah. So I work my regular job 50 hours a week, and then I do my part-time job 8 hours a week, and then I stream on my days off. Yeah. So I literally, I have felt burnout before. It is kind of exhausting, mentally taxing that I have literally no days off ever.
Yeah.
You know, because my only time off I spend streaming.
Yep.
So, you know, and I wanna put my P in a V sometimes, you know. So, you know, there is life outside of just work and streaming, you know?
Yes, there is. There's many V's out there.
Yeah.
Do you have a single V that you're peeing at the moment?
I mean, a single as in my regular, or...
Okay, that answers that question right off the bat.
I have a couple of single P's, yeah.
Gotcha, I gotcha.
V's rather.
What?
maybe throwing a P in there, I won't notice. I don't know.
A couple P's.
Whatever gets thrown my way, I'll just take it, you know, at this point.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I've definitely felt burnout many times. That's why, like, I think it was yesterday, the day before, that you were streaming and talking about taking that 1 week a month, or, you know, taking a hiatus. For me right now, I don't know. It's stressful even thinking about it, because I'm just like, I know it's not the reality, but I assume that like I stream every Sunday and Monday. If I skip a Sunday and Monday, that nobody's going to come back the week after, you know?
I know it feels like that. I know it does. And I can't promise you that they won't. But what I can tell you is they aren't worth it. Like, that's basically what I'm saying. And not like that they're scum and you shouldn't care about them, but like, in the end, you missing those days to better yourself in the long run. It just like it, when you make those tiny sacrifices early on, it's really easier to make the really large sacrifices. And what I've learned over the time, and I've never been somebody that has streamed 5, 6, 7 days a week. I've always been a 2 to 4 times a week, with one of those streams always being a podcast. And the podcast, like this, to me right now, this isn't work. Like, I could be pretty fucking worn out and tired. This camera would go live and I would start talking with somebody and I would just light the fuck up. Like, podcasting gives me energy. Video game streaming doesn't always do that. And that's kind of why I've gotten away from video game streaming. Except for being a pickle and playing Call of Duty. Like, I can do that for fucking 8 hours on a Friday night. Easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough, because you looking at what you've built so far, and you're like, man, like it's like if you were a musician and you played the same gig like every Thursday night, and like the same people are coming back to see you, and you're like, well, what if I don't go this next Thursday? Well, it's like, well, people are going to go there. Like, what do they think if I change shows or I change venues? And it is scary.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at now. But with overall, I mean, I know that's not reality. Like I've kind of gone away from playing Tekken a lot. I probably stream it maybe once or twice a week, but whenever I do stream it, all those people instantly come back.
Yep.
You know, they don't want to watch me play Smash Brothers, and I totally understand that.
Right.
But as soon as I hit that go live and now playing Tekken, it's like everybody's just, it's like they were here yesterday, you know?
You're right.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that kind of took me a while to understand too is the less you stream, like if you're somebody who streams 6 days a week, and if people are getting notifications for you going live 6 days a week, it's like, okay, what's going on today probably is what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of the same.
I totally agree.
But when you go, like, so I do a Tuesday, Thursday, and a Sunday with sometimes a Friday night streams happening. And so sometimes I'll see somebody on a Tuesday, and then I don't see them again until, like, the following Tuesday. And it's almost, for me, it's so much more refreshing to have a little bit of time in between. I don't know about you, but I have hobbies outside of streaming that I still kind of incorporate with my content, like DIY stuff, like a little bit of woodworking, and now the 3D printing.
And I saw you putting together that keyboard. I think that was yesterday.
Yeah. I have a huge love for keyboards as well, and just like peripherals and tech in general. And like I gotta put some times over there. So I wanna pee in the V between some B's as well. You know, I'm only human. So I totally get that. Do you have any other hobbies other than streaming?
Other than streaming and other than fitness?
Yep.
I mean, you know, before quarantine, I used to travel a lot. Like I said, going to all those festivals and stuff. So that's part of the reason why I got more into streaming, is because that wasn't an option. You know. I like going to live music and traveling and doing all that kind of stuff.
Do you have a specific group that always travels with you?
No, I just have my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always there with me.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm kind of a lone wolf. You know, I work out in the gym by myself. I've traveled to, you know, most of those places that I told you about by myself. I went to Japan, went to Belgium, went to Ibiza, sorry, by myself. You know, but I enjoy it. I mean, I feel like being by yourself, traveling is the best way to meet new people, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Have you met people and retained relationships from traveling abroad?
I actually have a really good friend that lives in Japan. Yeah.
No shit. I want to go to Japan so bad, dude. I want to experience everything Japan has to offer. I want to experience Tokyo. I want to experience the bathhouses. I want to go into the fucking mountains, like all of it.
Well, unfortunately, I've been there 3 times, and unfortunately, I haven't experienced almost anything, to be honest.
What the fuck? Are you just going to conventions and stuff?
No. I just, you know, being like a single guy, I just go to Tokyo. Tokyo is like, it's like going to Manhattan, or I guess like what's in Detroit, like Ann Arbor or something like that. Like,
yeah.
Tokyo is just like a party town where everybody wants to get drunk and they want to, like, you play video games. I've been all over Tokyo, you know. But like a lot of the stuff you're talking about, well, bathhouses, I have tattoos, so they won't let me in. You know? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I'm getting a skin suit.
Yeah, in Japan, 99% of the places will not allow you to enter the same water as other people with tattoos on, or having tattoos, yeah. Fortunately.
Okay, I had this guy, amazing dude. His name is Jomo Senpai, and he basically spent months in Japan. He basically did an Airbnb work share where he stayed on a farm with a family and worked in order to stay there. And he did that he just worked on a farm for months. That's the type of dude he was.
In Japan.
And then he stayed in, I don't know if he stayed in Tokyo or another large city, but he talked about the bathhouses, and he must not have any tattoos because he told me the entire bathhouse experience, but didn't say anything about no tattoo zone. Damn, that's super fucking sad.
Yeah. So you can't experience that.
That's all right. I'll bathe somewhere else. He also talked about, like, he's a fucking 6'3" burly dude, and he's like, bathtubs, me and bathtubs, man. It just didn't fucking work out.
Yeah, I mean, Japan's an amazing place. Like I said, I've been all over Tokyo, so like seeing like the huge arcades in Akihabara. I went to the music festivals in Odaiba. There's like a robot restaurant in Shinjuku where there's just people dancing and there's robots and stuff like that, and it's pretty awesome. Been to like a hedgehog cafe where you get to like hang out and just pet a hedgehog and stuff.
My girlfriend's gonna scream in the living room in about 4 seconds when she hears this.
If she's into animals, oh my god,
she fucking loves animals.
There's cat cafes, hedgehog cafes, penguin cafes, snake cafes. Yeah, all kinds of goofy stuff out there where you just like hang out and pet stuff while drinking coffee.
That's awesome.
Kohi. Yeah. What else?
Conveyor belt restaurants. That's something that's so fucking
the conveyor
cool.
belt sushi. Yeah, I've been to. So I went 3 times, each time for 2 weeks. So I've been 6 weeks in Japan. But yeah, I went to They have sumo tournaments twice a year.
Did you go?
Yeah, twice. Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Yeah. Sumo's pretty exciting. You know what's funny is that I hate sports, but I fucking love sumo. Sumo's really cool.
That is so fucking cool. Do you know any Japanese? Did you practice any Japanese before going?
Before going, no. So my first time I went was in 2016, and then my second time was 2018, and then 2019. So in 2018, I took some Japanese lessons here in New York. So I learned like basically kindergarten level speaking.
Okay.
You know, so that's. And then I haven't used that in like the last 2 years, so I probably lost that, you know.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, a lot of people are terrified going there by yourself and not knowing the language. But I mean, with this thing, you can do whatever you want.
You really can.
Google Translate. They have excellent. I have T-Mobile. They have excellent service over there. That I never lost service. So Google Translate, Google Maps, all that stuff works over there, and it's all in English. You know.
That's so fucking cool. Personal question. How many girls from different countries have you banged?
You mean here in New York or in different countries?
No, from traveling.
Because in New York, we have every nationality here.
Yeah, so everyone.
You know? yeah, basically.
How many different countries have you banged in so far?
I mean, probably every country I've been in.
What?
So
let's go!
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to check my passport, but off the top of my head, I mean,
you better have made them fucking breakfast. And I swear to God, if you made them that turkey and rice,
I mean, I wasn't cheap, that's for sure. You know, so they got their room service and stuff like that. You know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, Mexico, Japan, Belgium, Spain, Canada, and then all over the Caribbean. I'm Cuban, so I've been to Cuba, DR, Aruba. Bahamas, so I guess like 9 different countries I've been in.
Nice. Awesome.
You know, sowing my seeds. I'll probably get some child support letters in the mail pretty soon.
Do you feel like you have made up for your less than stellar upbringing, or do you feel like I still have so much more to do? I have so much more to get done before I'm like satisfied.
I definitely feel like I have so much more to do, but at the same time, I'm grateful for the way that I grew up, oddly enough, because I wouldn't be who I am without that experience.
Sure. Oh yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have tried so hard. You know, like with my job, the way that it works with promotions is you have to study like all these laws and stuff like that, criminal procedure laws and all this different stuff. So I studied that extremely like hyper focused, and I went up pretty quickly in my career. And all of that was from growing up being poor and trying to just do the best I can for myself, both physically, financially, and all that stuff. So I still have that drive. You know, I still look in the mirror and see that anorexic kid looking back at me, you know, so I'm always trying to get bigger, trying to, you know, progress in life as much as possible. I don't think, it's not really healthy, but I don't think I'll ever be, satisfied.
Sure.
Know? Yeah.
It's not bad to be hungry, you know, like if you're out here, taking pre-workout dry, shooting steroids, and just like only eat like carnivore diet, I'd be like, yeah, you probably might not be doing so great for yourself. But I mean, it seems like just from talking to you and figure out how you eat and how you treat your body, and you know, I'd say you're doing pretty fucking good.
I try, you know.
How do you feel like throughout the day, energy wise? Like, are you just fucking jacked, pumped all the time, or do you also have like your slow days?
So recently my boss doesn't like me anymore for some reason. So he
Beat
he
him
put
up.
me. I mean, I could if I didn't get fired, but he put me on overnight shift. So I'm leaving for work in about an hour.
That's okay. I
So
didn't.
so yeah, my energy levels are definitely lower than they've been for a long time. I work from 11 p.m. till 8 a.m.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell is going? You said is security at a courthouse? Where did you say it was exactly?
I do it for the city of New York, so it's
Okay.
all like government buildings. So I'm
What
like,
the fuck's going on overnight?
it's that's the whole point, is for nothing to go on overnight,
Right.
You know? And that's my job, is to make sure that nothing goes on.
Damn. Is there anything that you do to pass the time? Because it's got to be fun.
Yeah, I watched you on Twitch.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my job, and I'm turn on my phone, and I'm gonna go to Knackers, and I'm gonna watch you all night.
Yeah.
You know?
God, man. So, well,
Yeah.
that's fucking unfortunate. I didn't realize that was the reason for the shift change.
Yeah. You know, I'm a very respectful person, but I'm also a very vocal person. And if I disagree with something, I'm gonna let everybody know. You know, and some people don't appreciate that.
Yep.
And what are you gonna do? You know,
Man, have you thought about a career change after doing this for so long, or are you just so content with what you're doing? You're like, hey, if I can continue doing this and it leaves me time to work out and have fun and stream, then I'm fine. Like, I'm content with what I'm doing.
so my life goals right now, basically with my job, I have the ability to retire at 20 years. So in 5 years, I could retire. So,
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
Are you going to?
Well, my goal right now is to build up all the streaming stuff, build up my social media and all that stuff, and hopefully by the time I reach, from 5 year, my 5 year plan is to get this at a sustainable level where I can do this full time and retire from my job with my pension.
Wow. So retire with a pension, but then also have something that you absolutely love doing. Do you enjoy the social media experience of being a content creator? Like, do you enjoy social media?
Absolutely not. To be honest, I actually tell this to people all the time. Like, I actually love streaming. I love streaming. I like being in front of the camera, entertaining people, bullshitting about the game. So my normal streams for Smash Brothers, like, I'm not the best Smash Brothers player in the world, but I'm pretty good at commentary. So I try to give like a tournament type of experience. So you jump into my arena, I'm going to commentate your match as if this is like the most exciting match of the entire world, and make you feel special. I enjoy that a lot. Making videos on TikTok and going on Twitter and be like, hey, watch my stream. It feels like sales to me.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that. But it's an aspect, and I never do like e-begging,
Yep.
But I feel like I come close to it, just be like, follow me, come to my Twitch, my link in my bio.
Yeah, because you have to do it to an extent, right? Like,
nobody's gonna discover you.
Right.
You're just gonna sit in the dark corner by yourself.
Uh-huh. And I think why I fell in love with TikTok was because I could just do my thing, and if people liked it enough, they would latch on. Like, you got to the point where you enjoyed me enough to where you followed, and then we ended up talking, shooting shit in the DMs, and then now you're here. And like, that natural progression of a relationship building is like one of my favorite fucking parts. Like,
You mean networking?
Networking, man. I'm gonna use you in like 5 years. It's honestly, it's one of my favorite parts. Like I said, sitting here and talking with people, hearing about your experience. A lot of my viewers can probably attest to this. I ask the same questions to different people. Like, I'll bring up the same subjects, I'll ask the same questions, but I get different answers and I get different stories. And part of that is selfish because I want to learn. I want to learn the experiences that people had, and I want to learn how I can better myself. But at the same time, hearing people's stories, the way that people brought up, getting their perspectives on things, and of course, like, especially in the context of streaming, hearing people's come up on Twitch is always just a super interesting conversation to me. And like, Twitter is super, like, super e-beggy kind of, where it's like almost everything is almost done to drive engagement, and TikTok can be that a lot, but I just don't necessarily treat it that way. Like I just fuck around. Like I fuck around while being cognizant of you need to drive traffic. But I just kind of work that into the shit that I would have already been doing. And I'm somebody that enjoys social media because social media leads to interactions like this, which I'm a huge fan of.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's obviously benefits,
Right.
It's not all bad, but
right. But yeah. I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. I'm just like, and then when you scroll in Twitter and it's just like going live, I'm just like,
yeah, not a great experience.
Yeah. I'm like, should I unfollow this person? But I actually like them, but this is fucking annoying.
Dude, I've talked about this so many times. I have friends, streamer friends, IRL friends, who I don't follow on social media because they fucking suck at it and they're fucking annoying. And that's fine. Like people probably find my shit annoying all day, but I don't care. But it doesn't mean that I have to subject myself to your annoying ass.
Yeah, I mean that number one culprit for me is Facebook. It's just everybody's kids photos and food photos. I'm just like, I don't give a shit what Timmy wore on his first day of school.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a sucker for food photos, I will say, but I hate kids. Fucking hate kids.
You were one at one point, right?
Never, dude. Fucking never. And I assume you probably don't either.
Yeah.
Maybe?
What, like kids?
No, have kids.
Oh no.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
If I do, I don't know.
True. All right, dude. Well, hey, we got about 15 minutes. We got a couple questions in the queue, and then we can close this out. Are you good for closing at like right at 10?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
I mean, it doesn't have to be immediately. I got to leave at 10:30, so it doesn't have to be immediately at 10.
I want to give you some time to decompress.
Yeah. Just I just want to say there's no race. All right.
Gotcha. Okay. Chat, if there's any additional questions that you want to get in, exclamation point Q chat in command or in chat. Sorry, exclamation point Q command in chat. Jesus Christ, the brain. First question from Hellhound is that an actual Mortal Kombat cabinet behind Cosplay Fitness, and which one?
So these 3 cabinets behind me are all from Arcade 1-Up.
Okay.
So that's Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter, and then Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet. So those, they're like $200-$300 from Arcade 1-Up. Here, I'll show you how tall they are. They're actually pretty short.
How tall is he, chat? Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, he's 6'2". How tall are you?
I'm close to 6 foot. I'm like 5'11".
Oh, okay. Damn, I guess 6'2". You look massive compared to those cabinets.
Yeah.
Is there any interesting story behind any of those where you just like, I fucking love these games and I'm just gonna buy the cabinets?
I mean, they're all fighting games. And when I was a little kid, I know I'm a little older than you, but back in my day, we used to go down to the local arcade and throw our quarters in the machines all day long.
Yep.
And my dream was always to have my own arcade. I'm an adult and I have adult money, so my dreams they're not memes anymore.
Dude, isn't adult money just the fucking best?
Yeah, it is actually. I'll stand there bored for 9 hours a day to have some nice adult money.
Absolutely. I just bought a bike, like a Schwinn bike. So Schwinn did a 125th anniversary re-release of their famous Stingray bike. A bike that is so incredibly sought after these days. Obviously, the bicycle restoration community is fucking rampant.
It lowers their value, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Walmart has a online only edition of this bike, and it's only $150. And I've been in need of like a cruiser style bicycle for a while, and I came across this bike, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm buying this thing right now. I'm gonna upgrade the shit out of it. I'm like, man, adult money's so great. I love it. Do you have a desire to get any more cabinets, or are there any ones that you have your eye on?
I have 5 in total. So there's 3 behind me, and there's one over there and one over there. The Ninja Turtles one.
Okay.
So I have that over there, and then I have another Marvel one that was before the Marvel vs. Capcom one came out.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, like I don't know if you really know anything about the Arcade 1-Up stuff.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so it's basically this company that just they outsource these brands, and they make like these miniature. They're like 4 feet tall arcades, so they're really light. They're like 50 pounds each. So
Okay.
you just move them all around. Right now, I probably won't get any new ones because there's nothing that caught my eye. But there's only so much house here too, so
Right.
I'm gonna have to like put one in my kitchen or something.
Yeah,
like that.
they're pretty beefy, right?
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you this earlier. Up until today, when I put your avatar or your Twitter picture into Photoshop today,
Mhm.
I knew that your name was CosplayFitness, and I knew that you were into cosplay. I did not know that you were in your photo on Twitter until today. Like, I always...
What did you think that was?
Mr. Clean Superhero. I didn't fucking I never looked at it. I saw it all the time. I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on Twitter. I never looked close enough to see if it was you or not. And so I loaded up the picture today and I stretched it. And I'm like, oh shit, it's him. I don't know why I didn't know that it was him. And also the photo is so, oh my God.
My boy.
The photo is so good and realistic. Like the lighting, the colors, it looks like a stock photo for like an action figure like movie or something. So I'm like, oh, he probably just like pulled that from somewhere and that's his avatar.
Google, right?
But that's fucking you, man, and you look great.
It's me. Actually, so my buddy's name is Kozu Jitsu. He drew this. This is my merch, but this is actually me dressed up as One Punch Man.
Oh, okay.
So he has like my gauges, I have my gauged ears and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. I'm that bald superhero,
Awesome. I love that you wear your own merch because I wear my own merch too, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like you gotta love the artwork that you're putting out, right?
I mean, I would never sell anything that I wouldn't wear myself.
Amen. A fucking men. Next question. This one's directed at me from Maddie Fresh. Got an affiliate link for the pretty shirt. I'm assuming he's talking about my pretty shirt and not your plain black lame shirt. I don't have an affiliate link for it. It is on Amazon. If you search floral shirt, I think the brand, I can't remember the brand. It's like a 4-letter brand, like SSLR or SLLR, something like that. But it's on Amazon. So I don't have an affiliate link for you. I'm sorry. Last question from Maddie Fresh. What is the arcade game that's not Mortal Kombat? So I think that you had already explained that. Okay. I have a buddy, his name's Middle Age Stream, known him for a super long time, and he is huge into retro stuff. He's got an arcade cabinet of his own. I was going to say, it's probably something that you would enjoy. I don't know what kind of streaming content you enjoy. He has a very animated, interactive chat, or interactive stream, which has retro games and like animations and scenes. I don't think he does a lot of fighting games, but he does a lot of like beat 'em up retro stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. He's on your stream a lot, right?
Yeah, he's actually on the podcast that I do on Sundays. He's on every other week.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check him out for sure.
There was one more question I was going to ask you. Let me look at my notes here. TikTok, food. Man,
I don't have an OnlyFans if that was what you're going to ask.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let me scratch that off right here. Yeah. You can make bank.
Yeah,
He's in the V.
I would get fired. Not gonna
would you? Do you think you would?
100%. Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's always traveling abroad and peeing vein.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one thing that I was going to talk to you about was cooking, recipes, and food prep. And you, unfortunately, answered all three of those with a single dish. And I'm like, when you first said you were Cuban, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to milk this dude for his Cuban recipes. I'm so excited. But it's all right. Don't let me make you feel bad. I am...
The apple fell a little far from the tree with that
one. I'm flabbergasted by your self-control to, I'm a little bit jealous because there are times where I wish that I could just eat the same thing all the time. I wish I could treat food like fuel. But I'm somebody that enjoys it so fucking much. I love cooking. I love experimenting. And there's so much food that I want to try. I love going out to eat. You know what? That was one thing I was going to bring up as a final topic.
What Well, I was going to say I'm jealous of your tech ability, your audio skills, and all that stuff. Like, I just want to plug in the mic and talk. Like, why can't it be easier? You know?
It's funny you say that because a couple nights ago, I had somebody reach out and ask to have a conversation about dual PC setups. And in my mind, I've been on a dual PC setup for years now, and I can take it apart and put it together with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I had decided that dual PC streaming was pretty easy nowadays. And the GoXLR made it easier for people that might be not so knowledgeable. And when I realized that he wasn't going the GoXLR route, and I started drawing how the setup was going to work in MS Paint. And then about 2 minutes in, I'm like, holy fuck. There is so much going on that like I had to look at my own setup and remind myself of how I had things connected. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I got it all we're fine. And then he's like, oh, by the way, like, what do I do for audio? And I'm like, oh my God, audio. You got to get a mixer. You got to have all these cables going to and from. You got to get your mic to 2 different PCs. You like ground noise loop isolators. And then just, again, drawing another diagram of what the audio was like for dual PC setups. I'm like, shit, I forgot how fucked this still is. Yeah. And if you don't want to be fucked, you got to spend $500 on a GoXLR. Yeah. Now you have to find a GoXLR.
Fortunately for me, I'm a console streamer. So, I don't have to deal with all that. Easy
peasy. Yeah, that's same with my buddy, Middle Age Stream. Mostly consoles, has single streaming PC. He loves it. Food and eating and going out to eat is a very it's like a ritual for people. So I would assume that ritual isn't very prominent in your life, like going out to eat or going to like big dinners. Do you have any sort of other rituals that isn't working out with friends where that kind of like fills that void for you?
I mean, pre-COVID, it was going to shows, going to festivals, going to concerts, stuff like that. I'm not a machine, so I do go and eat out with my friends.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not just like, all right. Oh, here's I brought my backpack full of my my meal prep.
Go to a steakhouse and you bring out your bowl of rice and vegetables.
No. I'm not that. As I said before, I'm not that crazy. Like, I'll enjoy a nice steak. I'll go eat all you can eat wings or something like that.
I fucking love wings. Wings are so good.
Wings are good. Wings, and I love the variety. Like with my meat is just the different sauces.
Yes.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was making fun of me because when I go to the grocery store and I go to like the pre-made section, I'll pick up like 3 or 4 different dips. And so what I do is when it's time to snack, I grab my bag of Cheez-Its or my bag of pretzels, and then I get out my buffalo chicken dip, my spinach artichoke dip, my French onion dip, and then I'll just alternate between the dips. I'm like, who wants to eat one chip, one dip all the time?
Yeah, what? No, absolutely.
Which is exactly, hey, stop laughing. And same thing with wings. Like when I order wings, I want ranch, blue cheese, and honey mustard. I want all 3.
Yeah. And I want I want buffalo wings. I want teriyaki wings. I want very spicy wings. I try it all. Yeah,
dude. There are so many things that we have in common. It's honestly, it's fucking crazy.
I thought it was just the baldness.
Right, male pattern baldness. That's all we had in common. Is there any final things that you wanted to touch on before we close this up? Did you get everything you were looking for?
My Jerry Springer final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts, baby.
I don't know. We covered so much today.
We did. Did it seem like 2 hours went by?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I hope it didn't feel like that for everybody watching, but
I don't give a fuck. I always tell chat, the podcast is for me, man. You're lucky that I get to let you watch it, you pussies.
You're basically just watching my Zoom call. Fuck you guys.
It literally is a Zoom call. But on a very serious note, and my chat knows this, the podcast has always been a selfish endeavor for me. Like I put it out because I think that the conversations that I have are funny and valuable, and I think people will enjoy them. But really, like, I do the podcast for me because like I have a genuine interest in talking to as many different people as possible and listening to people's stories and experiences. And not doing it, I feel like I'm wasting the internet. Like having the ability to do it And comparing what I do now to how my parents socialized when they were kids, it's like you experienced 2% of the world until you were 50 and you had your first cell phone. Like your world.
My mother, she had me at 42. So
whoa,
yeah. So my mother, her birthday just passed. She's 79 years old.
Wow.
And she's never left the country her entire life.
No, and did she grow up in New York?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Now,
my father grew up in Cuba, and my mother grew up in New York. Yeah.
And then how about your mother's parents or your grandparents? I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, my mother's parents. Yeah, they died before I was born. She grew up. She had a rough childhood as well. So
okay, in Queens as well.
Down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, it trickles down. You know how that goes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And for me, it was Jesus trickled on down.
Yikes.
Yeah, even worse. Well, actually, no. I'm sure that my child, if we were to put our childhoods together, yours would be from the stories that you've told me today. But what I can say with confidence, only knowing you for a short time, it seems like you have done all fucking right. It seems like you've got all your ducks in a row. And it was a pleasure talking to you, man. Seriously, like listening to your story. And hearing about how you go about things and your mindset and about how much you've traveled, it's inspiring. Like traveling, I just had a tweet about this the other day where like I've never been money hungry. Money has never been a driving force in my life until recently where I'm like, make as much money as possible, travel as much as possible, because being a gamer, being a streamer, all of my best friends live around the world. None of them live locally. So I see them once a year, once every 2 years, and that's fucking bullshit. And I'm not going to stand for that. And I need a little bit of flexibility in my life to be able to travel and see those people and have those experiences. Because I refuse to go the rest of life with limited experience, only experiencing a small part of the world. And I know that you've obviously been all over the place, so you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm preaching to the choir. So to hear that you've had such an eventful life, it's uplifting. I'm glad that you've gotten to experience that so far.
Thank you. And I try to share my story with everybody just to motivate everybody else that, you could be a poor kid from Queens that had abusive parents and was anorexic, and you could get to where I'm at now, which I'm proud of where I am. And, not to brag or nothing, but I'm doing all right, and I hope I can inspire people in similar situations to do the same for themselves.
Absolutely. And I love that you are a normal fitness dude. Like not normal, but you're a sane fitness guy.
Yeah.
Where it's not
I'm realistic.
Exactly.
Fitness is not my full-time job,
Yep. All right, dude. Well, hey, take this second, sell yourself out. Let people know where they can find you on the social medias. If you have any special events, special streams, anything coming up, now's the time.
All right, so I am CosplayFitness on pretty much everything except for Twitch because some asshole took that with 9 followers. So I'm CosplayFitness TV on Twitch. I stream every Sunday and Monday, mostly Smash Brothers, but all kinds of fighting games. We do crew battles once a month. Which that means basically me and another streamer. We get our team of people and we fight each other on stream and stuff like that.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, so I do crew battles once a month. We have next month. In June is with another TikToker. Her name is Sierra Plus Ultra. So we're going to be fighting her. And then in July, have you heard of John Ebo?
Yeah, you know what? I saw the podcast of Johnny Bo, Anime Daddy, and John C. Stout.
Yeah, so me and John Ebo are going to have a crew battle in July.
Awesome.
So yeah, check me out over there. Yeah,
that's a great way to get communities together, network. But seriously, just to like get out there and to meet other people, and especially like when you're using video games to bring people together, like that's fucking awesome.
And the thing I love about crew battles with other streamers is that you cross pollinate. So now, if they're practicing on stream or if they're doing crew battle tryouts on stream, my viewers are going to go watch them to see the secret strategies.
Yep.
And vice versa. So, it helps everybody, and it's fun.
I'm sure they're fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, especially with a recent shift change and being here before going to work, I'm sorry that you have to go to a night shift and your boss fucking sucks and he gets no P's and the V's.
I mean, the best part is that I don't see him anymore because he doesn't work my hours. So.
This is true. Silver lining, baby. All right, dude. Again, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Be safe.
Later, man.
Thank you.